What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 20, I want to say 8 of my Total Warhammer II modded Throgg campaign. So as we saw last time, we have continued to defend Conquat over here with a little army belonging to Trace that we easily destroyed with Wulfric. Surtha Ek is also ready to go with his army completed and is now in the sea trying to get us money. And money is the name of the game for this episode because we need it. We need it bad. We are in a negative and we will go bankrupt if we don't get the money. Thus, we will of necessity be attacking the vampire counts. The vampire counts will spread themselves across the world. There is a lot of them. The Undead Empire, the Empire of Undeath, whatever the hell the vampire counts want to call it, the Empire of Undeath, I don't know, is just about ready. I think only Talabekland is really surviving. Bretonnia is fine, but we're going to send Wulfric down there to make sure that that's not the case much longer. But Throgg is going to deal with the vampires. And I guess Throgg is pretty ideally suited to fight them because he's immune to attrition. The only problem is some of these defending areas, they're probably not going to be able to survive. I really don't see that happening. I mean, if they have armies here, they'll just attack us and there's not much we can do about it. But I can't believe we have to deal with all of this again. Damn these resettlement nonsense. Anyway, we have to ask these guys to, we have to ask somebody to declare war on Sylvania to start this off. And that's going to be, like, we can't attack von Karstein because we have a trade agreement with them and they're actually providing us a fair amount of our money. And they like us enough. But Sylvania, we do not have a trade agreement with, and we will attack them instead. So, let's talk to the Empire briefly. Where are you, Empire? Reichland, right here. And you guys can probably hear my doggo in the background as usual. And von Karstein, no, Sylvania, we will fight you. Yes. And we will ask you for a bit of money, although I don't imagine you have a lot. 1,300, how about that? Really, I hate you. This is why you're gonna die soon. Sylvania, again. Payments. Demand payment. And how about 800? Something. There we go. Give Throgg something. Consideration, at the very least. 3341 minus 329. Perfect. Okay, first of all, before attacking them, we're going to start with Surtha Ek. We're going to have a little tiny battle here. And, oh no, we won't have. Fell cargo then. Wax sealed ration. I'll take the upkeep, certainly. Certainly take the upkeep. That really helps here. We will then go into March stance, I guess, and move over here. We're almost at the Skull Island. I'd really like to have this army start doing stuff. And in fact, I'm thinking about getting the Marauder Horsemen the Eagle power. I mean, or maybe at least half of them. See, the thing is, with the Marauder Horsemen, or not the Eagle power, the Serpent power rather, this is fairly decent. 50% missile damage, armor piercing is fairly decent on them in my opinion. I mean, I will certainly, it's certainly better than the Greater Gift of the Crow, because the Swarm of Flies is essentially, let's see, yeah, it's a round self, which you don't really want these guys fighting until they're out of ammo, or at least in melee. So yeah, probably should avoid that. And let's see. That's the Gift of the Crow. The Gift of the Eagle gives us flaming attack, so I like that one, but when are we gonna get that? Probably very late. We could do 4 Eagle and wait for them. Just because I like the whole enable searing flame effect thing that they've got going on, because that would be pretty nice on range units as well. But in the meantime, we could be making them a lot more powerful against armored units by giving them a lot more armor-piercing missile damage. And we do need an answer to armored units here, because the chariots really probably aren't going to be able to do it. The wolves are definitely not going to be able to do it. We'll probably try to go for the Gift of the Crow on the serpent. Oh wait, yeah, Crow on the serpents for that Swarm of Flies, the extra damage and the debuff. I think that works quite well. I mean, I guess we could also go Hound on them for the Frenzy. I'll have to think about that one. And honestly, even Eagle, pretty much everything works on the chariots, to be perfectly honest, because flaming attacks on contact would be great as well. So yeah, we could basically do anything we want except for the Serpent, ironically enough, on the chariots, because the Serpent really doesn't give them anything. I mean, yeah, we don't really rely on them damaging with their missile damage, so yeah, okay. But anyway, we still need to get money for that, so Surtha, you keep doing what you're doing, buddy. Wolfric, you, my friend, you need to set sail. Or maybe you set sail next turn. Let's have you move into your into the Isle of Wights this turn, and then we'll have you set sail next turn all the way back to Longhi. We might get an army of the High Elves coming in, but I don't see one yet. Bretonnians will be our goal next. Hopefully we don't lose Castle Artois to this guy. Be quite annoying. Oh, look, they've taken Fort Bergbris. Okay, whoa, can we trade with you now? I know you can't trade. Why? Huh. But we have a route to straight to Longhi, which has a port, which should have a route to another port, which should have a route to our capital. So why can't we establish a route to your capital? What the hell's going on here? Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh well, I guess you need a straight route to a capital? Or, like, they need to have a port, then. Maybe that's what it... okay, well, that's probably never gonna happen, so whatever. Oh well. And then I guess now we just attack with Throggy boy. We will fight the enemy outside. This should be a pretty fun cinematic battle as well, since there's going to be a lot of units on the field. And we're still hurt, so we're going to have to be careful. This is definitely in our favor, because a lot of their units are trash, and I do wonder what upgrade we get for fighting Gorst. Wow, 5868 on Gorst? That's not what I expect to see. He is not known for being a melee fighter. What the hell is that? He actually has more melee defense than Throgg, really. I don't believe you, game. He also has more armor, almost as much armor as Throgg, but I guess it could be magical armor in theory. Alright, well, this should be pretty fun. Let's do it. Alrighty, here we go. First battle against the real Vamps here, and it looks like their army is actually fairly decent, at least Helman Gorst's is, as all the units are essentially maxed out rank from all of that destroying they've been doing of the regular Empire. So, let's take a look at our setup over here. We have our troll line moving in with Tiny, and it's Tiny's debut battle as well. Hey buddy, you gonna work in amongst the trolls here. Show him what you got. Who has the bigger maul, or whatever the hell you want to call that weapon? Although I guess these guys have a maul. This is just a stick, basically. It's a club. A club is what it is. Anyway, we have our troll line moving in. In the back, we have our two Fimir units. They're going to wait just in case anybody charges and tries to attack our rear lines to reinforce. We have Frigistrex and Frosty, our two Frosty boys, that are going to move in. I really wish that Frigistrex had a slightly different model, but it looks like it's basically the same exact... Is he a little bit bigger? Hard to tell. But either way, it looks like it's the same basic model as the regular Frostworm. Well, what can you do? Now, over here, we also have our two units of Fimir Stalkers, which are invisible, because they have Stalker, or Stalk, rather. And we also have our Mist Stalkers, lots of stalking going around over here, which are also invisible, and the Skinwolf Werekin, as well as the Skinwolves. So, these guys are visible, so the enemy will try to go for them with their cab and stuff like that, but they don't know that we have a lot more units here, so that's going to be concerning for them. Otherwise, we're going to just send our trolls and all our monstrous units into this big old blob of vampires here. We're gonna have to try to get Throgg to attack Helman Gorst himself, while the rest of our units just break apart all these poor undead thralls. And they seem to be backing off a little bit. I do want to try to get a cast of Pit of Shades right into the middle of this blob of units over here. Jujura does run up, and there we go. The cast is off, and I do hope that that's pretty effective. I do love this spell, especially as it's a vortex that doesn't move. It's too much of a roulette game with the vortices that move, because oftentimes honestly, I find it more often than not they move in the direction that you don't want them to move, and then they stop doing damage, even if they do crazy amounts of damage. I mean, we've seen Tavi, the fire mage of Wolfric, do pretty great things with his flame vortex, but still, the Pit of Shades is a long-time favorite. And let's see, it's going to hit the Grave Guard. It's obviously not going to do a crazy amount of damage to them because of their insane amounts of armor, but it should still hold them in place and do some damage to them, so I think I'll take it, especially as it's only an 18 mana cost spell. It's actually cheaper than the Penumbral Pendulum, which would otherwise do an insane amount of damage to these guys. And then I think we're just about ready to go here. The main lines are about to collide. Trolls wading into the various undead. They're all getting debuffed by various things. And I believe, yes, here it is, Throgg. Look at this. Getting all those zombies out of the way. He's going straight for Helman Gorst. There's a corpse card in his way, and a lot of enemy units are going to try to block him. As well, we are going to try to get our first breath in right on top of these various ghouls and zombies. I mean, the enemy army is so mixed together that it's kind of hard to say who's getting... which units are fighting which units. It's just a huge melee over here, and there we go. Look at Tiny. He's finally having himself a good time. Adorable. I am pretty curious to see how he'll perform by the end of this. I mean, honestly, this is probably the ideal matchup for him. Masses upon masses of relatively low-tier units. I mean, the Grave Guard are pretty damn strong, especially with all the buffs that they have, but they're all infantry. We don't have a ton of anti-large stuff that would be much more of a threat to him, so I'm pretty happy with this. We also have our Bile Trolls over here. Man, look at all this mashed up zombie and stuff that's from the breath attack. Pretty damn nice, and a lot of the enemy units have taken a ton of damage. You can see how hurt they all are. In addition to the fact that a lot of them started off hurt, I believe these are the garrison units. And yeah, our monsters are many and varied, and they're all having a great time. This is going pretty good for us thus far, and it looks like Throgg has actually managed to finally hunt down Gorst over here, which is exactly what we wanted. Seems to be roaring at him. You better run, Gorst. You better run, buddy. You have no chance here. He's sending in zombies to try to block Throgg and prevent him from attacking him. But fortunately, Throgg can get through the line like that. And damn, look at Tiny just towering over the enemy host over here. And I guess our Stone Trolls are doing the same. Now, we also have Frigastrex using his special Vortex ability that he comes from, so that's a free little bit of extra damage onto these Grave Guard. Not a crazy amount, but still something. And see, the Vortex does... Wait, does this one move or does it stay in place? Hard to say. It's a really lovely effect, though, I gotta admit. Gotta love this freaking game. It's always such a visual feast. And oh, we have a vampire, a lord, or a blood knight lord, or something like that, over here. Frosty is going to go after him with the help of the Norscan ice trolls. Gonna try to bring him down. As well, over here, we have the enemies engaged, and I was pretty damn impressed with the Dire Pack, the Regiment of Renown units of Dire Wolves over here, because look how much damage they dealt to the regular Skinwolves. They charged into each other as the Skinwolves were running up ahead, and the Skinwolves would have actually lost that if they didn't have the support of the Fimir and the Carnifex. So yeah, very, very impressed about the Dire Pack. I'm glad that such a relatively low-tier unit, when Regiment of Renown, is quite powerful. Good for the Vamps, especially when I return to play with them next time. It almost looked like the Fimir dropped its weapons when it put its hands down there. Anyway, with that done, we are also fighting the Verix Reavers, the Greatsword Black Knights special, or Regiment of Renown. But the Fimir Stalkers do seem to be wrecking them really quite well. I was also impressed with that. Huh. I almost feel like the Stalkers might perform better than the Warriors. It might be because of their model numbers or something, but it feels like, or rather, it feels like the Mist Stalkers and the other Fimir Warriors seem to be more fragile than the Fimir Stalkers. Although I could be wrong, these ones did take damage as well, so yeah. Still, great job for them. I can't wait to have our full Fimir army. That'll be pretty interesting. I'm probably gonna make that one next. Gotta get those Fimir in there. Anyway, let's return to the main battle now that the side battle's gone. Look at all this, the mob of units everywhere. Throgg is just about done beating up Helman Gorst here, who is dropping. He's actually debilitated now, and critical binding at the very least. So a few more hits from Throgg should finish him off. We also have our dragon lifting off to get another breath in. That will probably have done an insane amount of damage, but I do want to see Throgg take out Gorst for good here, so that's what we're going to take a look at. And it looks like the enemy's getting some reinforcements. I just saw a unit of Crypt Horrors move in. I think it moved off from the enemy field. I guess they have more than 40 units on the field. Not completely sure. Otherwise, what was that unit doing all battle? Oh, Throgg, come on, finish off Gorse. He's got one more hit on him. He's so close to death, and down he goes, rolling off of that wagon, and that should be it for the enemy army. We can see a lot of enemy units are suddenly debilitated and crumbling, and it begins. The end is near for them. Tiny's still having a great time and among this giant pile of units. He is, yeah, he's been knocking back so many units. Good job, Tiny. I'm glad that his debut got this ideal matchup for them. And all the trolls, honestly, pretty much all our monsters are doing exactly what they want to be doing. Breaking apart bats. Oh, wait, look, we got some monstrous infantry duels going on over here. Although they don't really have a chance against the Bile Troll. I mean, maybe they would buy a one-on-one. I actually would be curious to see that matchup. Although this isn't, unfortunately, quite one-on-one. And there we go. So many units are starting to crumble that this battle is just about over here. I do note that our Sons of Throgg actually routed. I think they got charged by this unit of Black Knights who did fairly decently against them. Now our Skin Wolves are coming in to support them, and they will die very quick because this is a perfect matchup for us, and they can't get away. They were trying to run away from the vengeance of the Sons of Throgg, but that's not going to happen, especially with the support of the Fimir. And damn, Fimir are just as big as trolls, aren't they? Huh. Surprising that they're not as effective as trolls if they're the same size, but nonetheless. I guess they're not, I mean, they're not the same roles, or are they the same roles? I mean, hard to say. They're not as resistant to damage, even if they do deal a good amount of damage. Either way, this battle is just about over. The last remnants of the crumbling units are being surrounded and taken out. There's a last hurrah charge by these Black Knights over here, but it's really not going to help anymore. Corpse cart coming in, and down goes all those zombies at the same time. This unit should be done in a second as well. Glorious. And oh, look, these units of Black Knights are alive as well. I wonder if they probably would have done a lot better if they actually had some proper Blood Knights in here, as well as all these Black Knights units. Although they'll probably build some now that these armies are destroyed. And there we go. Speaking of destroyed, looks like they're all going to crumble at the same time. This battle is over. Throgg did great over there. He destroyed 2 units after killing Gorst, and now he can rejoin the army. Throgg was basically independent and was doing his own thing, getting the duels in there, like a proper Ever-Chosen should. Anyway, there we go. Let's see just how everybody performed in terms of their damage dealt, shall we? Alrighty, there we go. A really fun battle, in my opinion, just because there were so damn many enemy units on the field, and all of our monsters got to wade in and destroy them all. One of the fun things about fighting the Vamps, especially as they also don't have the range firepower that could annoy some of our units, even if it wouldn't be ultimately crazily effective against them. Now, the game says this was a close victory. I don't agree. We didn't really stand any chance of losing. I think everybody did really well. Look at the Stone Trolls, did about 20k damage apiece. Same with the Ice Trolls, very good. The Norsca River Trolls did manage to not die, although I did keep them behind the line a little bit. The Fimir didn't really perform as well as I would have liked them to, but I guess they were in the back of the line as well, so they wouldn't have done too many or too much damage. Tiny's little debut made him get a 20k as well for a single model. That's pretty damn nice. We got 22k on the Bile Trolls. Yeah, all the monsters are really bringing it forward, although the Sons of Throgg unfortunately only got 10k, but they got routed. So they were in the back of the line. They stopped attacking after a while, so it does sort of make sense there. Let's see, and MVPs are 2 Frosty Boys. Look at them. Both did about 35, 36k, nearly 37 for Frosty, the OG Frosty Boy, and Cold Voider actually did a little bit less, ironically enough, despite his Vortex And the fact that he's a special unit. Well, I'm really damn happy with the way that turned out, as well as with Throgg pummeling Gorst to death while the rest of his army pummeled his army to death. Very nice. All right, we're gonna take the sacrifice captives because we want the cash here. You're gonna back off with your little tiny bit of an army. We've got a Shield of Talos, which is something. And we got Flesh Banquets. Okay, well, we should be able to get that reasonably easily. And let's see, yeah, for Vile Knowledge, because we're going to be fighting the Vamps now. And let's see, enables poison attacks for Throgg. Okay, so here's the question, does this work? So Throgg has now poison and magical attacks. Will he actually get both, or will one not work? Well, but the 10% replenishment to his army, I actually really like that. I will certainly take that. And let's see, Mammoth Tamer, don't really care about that. Berserker, lovely to have, but we don't really need it. We got a couple level ups as well. Jajura's already immortal, so we don't need to get that again. I guess we just keep moving through Bogbless towards Mistwalker. Finally gonna get Stalk, and we can keep moving towards Beast Tamer, which we do really need. Oh, damn, I forgot to check how well Jajura did in that battle. He's pretty good now. I mean, 501, 59, 45, still takes a lot of damage in a melee fight, but he can still dish it out, or he can certainly dish it out, rather. I'll take it. I guess we're going to go for Friend of the Warrior cast. Casualties suffered from all attrition, don't really care about that, so yeah, do that. Alrighty, and the card effects, we got to keep powering you up. Want to get you to the point where you can just wreck lords all on your own, and you're doing pretty good already. 83, 61, 531, and you're nowhere near maxed out. We're also going to get you Bone Crusher right now. Absolutely lovely. Reduce enemy speed. This will work when you're fighting lords or horses and stuff like that, or cav. We also should max out Feral and Honor. I gotta try to remember to do that next time. Alright, now other than that, we should be able to auto-resolve this. I don't think anybody will die, but I am going to quick save it just in case, because I never trust the auto-resolve, or I rarely, I should say, trust the auto-resolve. Everybody did okay. There we go, no need to do that. We have to sack this, unfortunately. I would have loved to have kept it at high level, because it's worth a lot of money, but we need the money right now. So sack it. There we go, we got a free standard of discipline. And you're going to go back in, and you're going to occupy it immediately. There we go. Establish outpost at level 2, which is quite weak, but oh well. And it looks like we can't build any special buildings here. That's a little bit disappointing. Huh. Oh well. Well, we're going to start off with a walls, and we are also going to go for... Well, we're obviously going to untax it. And let's see. Repair you. Fairly decent amount of cash for that, but whatever. Now, do we go for the Ruinous Altar here? It's gonna take a while before we level you up. Yeah, you know what? I feel like we still have to go for the extra growth. It's just not enough otherwise. Yeah, alright. Do it. Do the extra growth, and then we'll figure it out as we go. Wait. Oh, Throgg also leveled up. I did not even notice that. Oh, I guess that happened when we took the territory. Okay, that's fine. What else was I gonna get you, Throggy boy? I guess we gotta max out Thick Skin to keep getting benefits out of that armor. And then we'll have to think about whether we bother with Devastating Charge, or like I said earlier, try to maybe move through some of this. Or maybe don't even bother with Lightning Strike and stuff, just get the spoilers. Because the sacking settlements is really worth a lot of money. Because, yeah, that'll be, let's see, 35, 36, 37, and then we'll have 3 more points. We can go 38, 39, 40, and take Lightning Strike. Or we could ignore Fueled by War, minus 10% upkeep. That's pretty good. Or do we get Throgg an extra 30 charge? I mean, he's a good fighter. Do we really need the 30 charge? I'm not entirely sure. Hard to say. I'll keep thinking about it, but we definitely want the spoilers, so we'll hold off on that one. And I guess you guys are going to have to stay here for a turn, at least, before you move on. And, oh, hello, what do we have here? Ostermark's still alive? Oh, they have just this one territory. I wonder if it's worth a lot of cash. How much are you worth? 11k. Damn, and they're not fighting these guys. Oh, well. Oh, look, and we're going to be surrounded by Karazakarak, who don't appreciate us at all. Look at all those negatives. Yeah, we're going to empower the dwarves, unfortunately. When we destroy the VC, the dwarves are probably going to come for us. Oh well, what can you do? At least we have cash now. And since we have cash, let's do this while we're at it. Let's give you some gifts. Unit upgrades, you guys are gonna get some great of the gifts of the serpent. One. Wait, let's actually compare this. 78, honestly, it's not a huge upgrade, is it? The contact effect would probably be much better. So these guys now do a 25 armor pierce per as compared to 17. I mean, it's a decent upgrade, I guess. Plus, it's better than nothing early game. Might as well. 4 of you are going to get this. Wait, can we do 4 per turn or no? Yes, we can. There we go. Greater gift of the serpent for you boys. And then I guess I'll think about maybe getting some more on the whalers. I don't know yet. I would like these units to remain viable, you know? Alright, well, we're going to have to rebuild that wall of carcasses here. What are you supposed to do without your wall of carcasses? And then Ruinous Altar. And get your back as well. I don't remember what else would have been here. Wait, Quata can only build 5 instead of the full thing? Oh. Well then, that's a shame. I guess we're going to have to build one of these things here. Eventually. But we still need the Ruinous Altar or this place will rebel. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Well, let's see if there's anything else we need to build. Kurun. You got plenty of upgrades. We gotta get those in there. Let's take it down to about 10k, but not upgrade it any further, just because we'll need to save the money. Yes, Damned Longhouse, I'll take it. Shamanic Pyre. And let's see, we don't need the Ever-Chosen Shrine right now because Throgg is not yet the Ever-Chosen, although he will always be the Ever-Chosen in my heart, and hopefully yours too. Let's see, Offering of War. Income from buildings... I mean, it's decent, because I like the fact that it's upgrade from buildings. Or, income from this area, which does give us a decent amount of cash. In fact, we should probably build some Offerings of War in Norsca, and ignore it here. Instead, what we could do is we could build one of these things here. Cave of Dark Offerings, physical resistance for Skin Wolves, Norscan Warhounds, and Ice Wolves and stuff, and upkeep, versus the Marauder building, which is upkeep. You know what, let's go for this first. The Chieftain's Hall to upgrade Marauders, just because it'll give us a little bit more for bang for our buck, and then when we upgrade Kurun to 5, we'll get the other building here as well. That makes more sense to me. Just because it's upkeep. Now, what else do we have here? Hellspire Mountains, you can max yourself out. Ooh, hello. Altar of the Bloodfathers, yes. Victi Temple, yes. Blessed Longhouse of Terror, lovely. And now you're making a decent amount of cash. The question is, what else do we build here? Do we build a warrior... No, not a warrior's arena. Oh, do we build one of these things here? An Offering of War to upgrade the amount of cash that we get here as well as in all other provinces? Or do we keep building these things? You know, honestly, we should probably have these things everywhere. Probably would be better. I mean, at the end of the day, eventually we might be able to get enough money so that we could delete all the plunder halls and just keep the... Oh, wait, now that I think about it. Wait, the plunder halls give us research rate. Okay, yeah, I guess we gotta keep them for now. I was about to say replace them with Dark Elf buildings. Maybe we do this Dark Elf building here temporarily, just for the cash, and then we'll rebuild it late. Will I remember it, though? Will I remember to rebuild it later? It's possible that I won't. Maybe another Chieftain's Hall, then. I really wish that these would give us money. Let's see, this gives us a Lord Recruit rank. This gives us growth in all provinces. This gives us casualty replenishment rate for all armies faction-wide, as well as upkeep for various monsters. I guess this does apply to Mammoths, which we're going to build. But the Vigor loss reduction is such a minor upgrade. Honestly, this building isn't worth it. It's not worth it. At least the Skinwolf one gives a physical resistance buff, so if we got like 10 of these, that's 10% buffs for all Skinwolves, and this is also more worth it. But no money. Just build it for now. I'll think about it. I'll try to not forget it. And then Oslan, you can get that Ruinous Altar. Erengrad, you're gonna destroy this eventually, but the public order is still dropping, isn't it? Whatever. And we can deal with any rebellions, and I think we should have enough money to upgrade the Grayling Moot to the max. And there goes all the cash that we just got. Hopefully we can make some of it back by destroying the rest of this vampire territory over here. We'll need to send somebody up here as well. The question is, who do we do that with? Sirtha's busy. He's in the sea right now. He's learning the trade, as it were. Oh, do any of you guys... Oh, damn, you are out of...
I guide the tribe.
You're out of steel tech. You need to steal it. 1,700... Oh, damn. And critical failure. Well, bye-bye. How about you, Torvaldek? Will you fail as well? Hey, you succeeded. And we got 2 turns of this now, and we can't use any more, unfortunately, because we will run out of cash. Hero not moved. I guess we don't care about the rest. Wait. We just lost a hero. Shouldn't we be losing less income per turn? Because he's not on the field anymore. That's weird. Unless it did drop and I didn't notice it. You know what? This is actually a little bit uncomfortable. Just in case, I'm going to cancel the main building up here. Where was it? Right here, Greyling Moot. We'll cancel that. We'll rebuild it later. In the meantime, let's cancel that and let's go to the next turn. See about fighting some more vamps, shall we? Hopefully they don't immediately have an army that attacks some of our weaker held territory. Sylvania. Oh, hello. Looks like you want to play with Throgg. Looks like it'll be a double battle for Throgg this time. And our units are a little bit hurt, especially tiny. Oh, this will be fun. Another one of these battles, which I guess we're also going to have to make a cinematic. We have a bunch of lords to deal with as well. Wow. They're going all in on this one, aren't they? Beautiful. Alright, well, obviously we're going to have to make a quick cut here, as a double cinematic battle means that, or I'm going to have to comment over the first one. So, wait, yeah, here it is. There it is, and just before we get started, is this like all the vampires? Is this literally all the vampires from this faction? I mean, we just fought a fairly massive amount, and this is another, what, 50 stack with 4 individual lords. And, yeah, it looks like they have every single regiments of renown here. Well, the Dire Pack, the Verix Reavers didn't die. We got the Stalkers here. We got, oh wow, we have the Chillgeists and the Schwarzhofen Devils, or Devils of Schwarzhofen, whatever. We got the Claw of Nagash. Yeah, it's basically all of them. Like, what is this? I'll be curious to see how strong the faction is after all this, but either way, let's get to it. Alrighty, here we go. Round 2, somewhere between 4 and 5,000 of vamps or undead versus our, I don't know, 60 or whatever it was, trolls and various monsters. Now, in theory, this should be a more difficult battle than the first one was, simply because the enemy has more units, more elite units, and our army is a little bit more hurt than it was at the start of the last battle. In practice, however, and we got a Lamian Vampire Lord. How dare you? What is this? They got their specialized lords. Okay. So, in theory, as I was saying, it should be more difficult. In practice, however, the armies are not a single blob as they were in the previous battle. So we do have a little bit of an advantage here. We can destroy this army, or just by itself, as it tries to come off of the map, or the edge of the map, as a reinforcing piece, and then depending on whether these two armies act as a single unit or not, we can hopefully destroy them piecemeal. So I'd say it will probably be about even at the end of the day with the last army, despite all the extra elite units that they have. So here we go. We are going to just jump in here and destroy all these base units that come off, and this army should fall fairly quickly. I mean, it's not even a full army, and the Lord is already hurt. Throgg is fighting the Lord, plus we got the Frosty Boys jumping in to help out and destroy it as quickly as possible. Would have loved to see a duel between the Lamian Vampire and one of the Frostworms in the air, but this is good enough, and I don't imagine it's going to survive more than a few more seconds. What are we looking at here? Oh, and it's looking like it's got one more hit in it. And, oh, damn you, camera. Damn you, wings. Why you gotta ruin everything? And there we go. Down goes the Lord. The Vargeists try to hightail it out of there. And let's see, they're at about half HP. The rest of this army is dead, but there wasn't really too much in it. A few ghouls here just getting wrecked by all of our monstrous infantry. We had a corpse guard over here as well as some zombies, and I think there was a skeleton unit over here. Looks like a skeleton spear unit. Oh, look at you jumping, being all fancy and stuff, trying to attack a freaking Norsca Nice Troll. Oh, man. Greek skeleton right here with the round shield and the spear. You're about to die, buddy. You're in the wrong world. Alright, and this army crumbles apart. So, the setup here was pretty basic. We had all of our main army, main monstrous infantry troops here, but all our invisible units, i.e. the stalkers, were out here guarding. Oh, and look, we have a little battle between the Frosty Boys and the Vargeists in the air. Looks like we got one dropping down. Let's see about the rest as well. And I think they're just gonna crumble. They might have been able to surround and kill one of the Frost Worms by itself, but two will destroy them quite easily, I think. There we go, and down the last three go simultaneously, crashing among the ice trolls as well. So now we have to reform our army in a fairly simple fashion. We are going to make a main line again, and now since I put these guys here because they were invisible, and I was hoping this army would approach them and these guys would distract them while we destroyed that army. But that army, the reinforcing army that came off the field on our side of the map, died very, very quickly. So it's not really as much of a concern as I thought it would be, and we should be able to attack this army a little bit sooner. We got the Mist Stalkers moving up, being all invisible and such. Throgg is going to come forward, try to vomit on these. I believe these are the Great Sword and Black Knights, aren't they? Yeah, Verix Reavers. Alrighty, looks like they're gonna charge Throgg. It's a lovely shot as well. Look at Throgg's eyes glowing in the background. They're like the sunset. He's so beautiful. And, oh, hello, what do we got here? A Vampire Lord on a Hellsteed. Hey, buddy, Blood Dragon Vampire Lord, but you got Tormentor sorted, and now Throgg's gonna beat you down. You ain't surviving too long here, and you haven't really hurt him on top of that either. And oh, hello, what do we have here? This is a special spell. I was actually surprised the first time I saw this. I don't recall this spell. I don't remember if it's an item or one of the things that were added by the when the vamps were fixed last time, or when the stuff was added to them. But it sure as hell looked cool. Did it do any damage to the trolls? I don't think so. It appeared to have done nothing. Although maybe this one unit got a little bit damaged. On the other hand, this is the river trolls, so they could have also been damaged when they waded into that army. So hard to say, really. Now, the rest of the armies, it looks like the main bulk of the enemy forces is still yet to arrive, and that's a lot of enemies, although I can see a fair amount of ghouls and basic units. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue, although I see 3 units of Black Knights. So yeah, that's still going to be a concern. But the enemy is foolishly sending its flying lords in by themselves. We got this one moving up ahead of the army. So that is really not a good idea, because Throgg will kill them. There's another one right here, and another one. Yeah, there's 2 more Vampire Lords. Throgg is now 2 for 2. Look at him killing all these Lords individually, and he's still basically unhurt. The enemy Blood Dragon Lord is still exploding in bloody bits over here. And the Frosty Boys are now going to land among the Verix Reavers. Try to get these guys away so that they're dead. This unit is surprisingly tanky. I mean, we've thrown a lot of stuff at it. And we got Fimir and all this... all these other monstrous units blocking. Hey, it looks like we got a breath from the enemy on Zombie Dragon. I believe it came in on the giant on Tiny, but he didn't seem to take much damage at all. I did try to move him to a side a little bit, so it might have missed. Would have been really unfortunate if Tiny just plain died here with the amount of HP he has, but it looks like Tiny's a survivor. He enjoyed the first time that he got all those kills, and then he wants to repeat the whole situation. Now, it looks like the enemy, a Lord, is going to land among these Fimir. Is that a good idea? I don't think so, because we are going to redirect our other Fimir over here to surround and kill him. We also got our Jujura, our caster, the Bale Fiend, gonna pop an enfeebling foe to reduce the melee defense on this guy and ensure all of our monstrous infantry actually hit him. And then Jajura should be able to do a decent amount of damage by itself because we have seen that it hits fairly hard as well. So, nice little Fimir gang going on over here. I like that. The Stalkers working together with the Warriors and the Bale Fiend among them. This is a little preview of the Fimir army that we're going to make next, and I can't wait for that one. I'm really excited to try out both the Fimir armies and the Whaler army, just because the Whaler army is going to be fairly different from the general Norscan stuff that we do, and the Fimir just because it feels right with the whole Age of the Beast thing that we got going on. Anyway, we have reformed our main battle lines and are going to actually wait here just because Throgg and the rest of the elite units, including the Frosty Boys and some more monstrous infantry, need to approach. And since the enemy army is coming along, we do need to deal with them. Oh, and it looks like more units coming off of the reinforcing point. I guess we have not gone beyond or lower than 40 units on the field. So now we also have the Claw of Nagash, the Mortis Engine, and the Chillgeists, who are a lovely, lovely unit. I gotta love this unit. It's basically the MVP in every battle that I had it in when I played the Vamps, often beating the Blood Knight. So I really love this unit. Especially because of the aura that they have, or the slowdown effect that they have, so it allows them to chase units down as well as kill them, so it's quite lovely. And then we got the Claw of Nagash, which matches it in terms of color scheme. I really wish that Arcan had a unique color scheme in terms of the ghost units that he uses. Maybe they should have made them like orangey colored or something to sort of blend in with the sands of Nehekara a little bit more, but that's okay. Yeah, maybe just like a mix of the orange and the teal that these guys got going on, sort of like on the unit cards that Arcan's Cairn rates have. But once again, that's alright. Let's see, let's speed it back up, reform our units. The enemy lord that is surrounded by Fimir over here is looking like it's going to go down, so good job, Jajura and the other Fimir. You're doing the Chaos Gods proud. And ooh, looks like the Lord requested some help from some Vargheists. Is that going to end so well? I don't think so. It's going to be too late here, especially as it drops when the Frosty Boys come in. And we know the Frosty Boys can handle a few of these Vargheists, so I don't imagine this is going to be too much of a problem. Now the main army sort of starting to approach. They are going to send in their Black Knights and other cab units. Basically, AI foolishly sending all of its fast units alone instead of waiting for the skeletons and the zombies to hold the line so that these guys can dish out the damage. Really not a great use of these units, unfortunately, for the AI, but hey, I'll take it. And there we go, Carnifex getting his killing on, and he's starting to get a really, really nasty. I mean, the buffs that he's gotten at level 19, which I believe is his current level, have made him pretty insane. So I imagine that he's going to be as powerful as a legendary lord when he's maxed out in terms of dueling units. So I'm pretty excited to see this happen. Bringing down a Black Knight with a swipe of his claws there. Yeah, we should probably make sure to give him some nice weapons. And as well, I do, if we can manage it, want to make an army that has a lot of skinwolves, so I would like one with several of these Werkin, just to see how they can manage. Now, let's take a look at what else we have going on here. The main bulk of the enemy army has approached ours, but several units here, including the Chillgeist and the Claws of Nagash, are milling around on our flanks, so they have not yet committed themselves, and that is something we're going to have to wait for. We have Norscan Ice Trolls holding the line over here as an anchoring point, but these units, now that they're done with the Lord and the Vargheists, as well as, I believe, a unit of Black Knights, are going to move in here to reinforce everybody. Over on this flank is probably where we're facing the most dangerous or the most likely units to die, i.e. these Fimir warriors right here. They're getting surrounded by a bunch of ghouls, as well as some Graveguard with great weapons, which should be able to go through their armor. So this is fairly nasty. I mean, they will be able to hold the line, but they are quite hurt at about a little over half HP already, so we will need to reinforce them, or if not reinforce them, I'll give them some magical support with Jajura, so keep an eye on this thing. Gotta love the Frostworms hovering over the battlefield over there. It is about time for them to get some breaths in, though. And here we go, a Breath of 1 going down into the... Oh, looks like another Lord drops right where Throgg is. I don't know whether Throgg managed to get the kill. And look at these effects from the Breath at the same time. Yeah, I don't know whether Throgg got the kill or whether it was the Dragon Breath. But either way, Throgg basically brought down 3 out of 4 Vampire Lords by essentially himself, i.e. he dealt most of the damage, and he is still basically unharmed. I really would love to see a duel between Throgg and Kolek. That would be a glorious clash of the Titans. Especially when we continually leveling up Throgg. I mean, he's still missing a bunch of stuff, including the Wintertooth crown and some nicer armor and a few other things. We will probably keep the Berserker's headband that he has, though, so that's staying. And hey, look, there's some Vargeists in here. Oh no, these are the Devils of Schwarzhofen. Alrighty, well, let's see. Wait, there's 3 of them now? Huh, is that an SFO thing? I could have sworn there's supposed to be 2 of them. Am I crazy? I swear there were supposed to be 2 of them. Alright, maybe there's 3. I don't know. And a look over here. The Chillgeists were at full health a moment ago, but not being particularly resistant to magic damage. A Breath from the Cold Voider brings them down and essentially deletes this rare and amazing unit. Really unfortunate for the AI. I was specifically waiting for this unit to join the fray just to do exactly that. It was saving the Breath on one of the dragons, and down go the Chillgeists. Very, very useful. Frostworm essentially paying for itself with 1 breath. And it looks like now Throgg is going to smash the Claw of Nagash over there. I guess he's a little bit upset about the fact that he didn't get to kill all 4 of the Vampire Lords and only got to kill 3. And oh, hello, we got magical support coming in. I did say that we needed it on this flank as our units were getting a little bit beat up. We also threw Tiny into the fray. He's very, very hurt, I will admit. But with 10 or 15% HP and the enemy army starting to crumble, all 4 enemy lords dead, he should be able to hold on long enough to destroy this stuff. So yeah, we got a Pit of Shades coming in right here among the large pile of Graveguard zombies, and I believe there was it 2 units of Graveguard? Doesn't really matter. It's certainly going to hurt them, and I don't think we saw it, but there was a Penumbral Pendulum coming in, and I do believe I used the Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma to specifically target the Karen Wraiths as well, just to deal as much damage to them via magic as possible. Tiny should also be able to get one of his Norscan Roars off in this section of the map, and that thing gives, I don't recall what it was, I believe it was 10% physical resistance to everybody around him, which is quite a nice buff, and the Norscan Giant does give a very nice buff in general. He gives 5 melee defense plus charge defense to everybody that's around him. Although I don't believe that's working anymore, at least not while he's at low HP. But nonetheless, it's something to remember for when he's among the trolls. Certainly nice to have several auras among your units because, because we have the aura from him as well as the debuff aura coming in from the Norscan River Trolls, and then if we get a nice item, we can add a few more auras. So yeah, we could get a really nasty Death Star going with regards to the Trolls. So Vampire Counts, eat your hearts out. It looks like the Beast Death Star is superior to the Vampire Death Star, and there we go. Looks like the rest of the enemy army crumbles. Their lords fell fairly early, and it's a heroic victory for just the sheer amount of units that we killed. And considering our army was hurt, I think we did really darn well. It was a really fun battle at that. I enjoyed both of these battles immensely, including the last one, just because of all of those units on the field. Throgg got himself some lovely duels. Everybody got to play around. We got a great use out of both of the Frostworms, and now that that's done, let's see how everybody did in terms of actual damage, shall we? And there we go, a heroic victory for Throgg. A 4.4k army of vampires come to attack him after that he had destroyed another couple stacks in Kislev, and once again the vampires fall. But man, a lot of their units survived due to the the survival mechanic that they have, and it seems like almost all of their elite units survived. The Chillgeist survived, the Mortis Engine survived, the Vargeist survived, Lords did, a bunch of Graveguard units. That's pretty annoying, not gonna lie. But what can you do? And either way, it's not like they stood a chance here. Now let's see how everybody did. Throgg himself, 24k damage, very, very respectable. And Jajura, 34k. Oh, wow. I think we might have to give you the MVP. That might be the first MVP you got, Jajura. You're finally coming into your own, eh? Very nice. Lots of 20Ks among the... Oh, wow. 41K on these Norscan Ice Trolls, actually beating Jajura as well. Very nice, and 306 kills. However, I do want to note that most of this would have probably been zombie or skeleton warrior kills, and that's probably not as impressive. I feel like I still got to give it to Jajura, because it was in the melee, and it did a lot of magic damage, it did a lot of debuffs. It was some good stuff there. Although, you know, runner-ups are going to be the Norscan Ice Trolls, both of which did quite well. And, yeah, well, Throgg always does well. He did beat the hell out of that Mortis Engine, as well as several Lords. Either way, we are going to, I guess, sacrifice more captives. And these armies are going to back off. Hello, what did we just steal from the enemy? And Help It. Oh, damn it, we just took Help It. And Manny himself is all the way over there. I didn't think he'd be all the way up there. We might have to... we might have to run back and retake it. That's kind of annoying, but not altogether surprising. Oh well, what can you do? Certainly not much to do about that. Vlad, are you gonna declare war on us now as well? Well, that's kind of funny. Now Vlad wants a freaking non-aggression pact. You know what? I'm not going to do that because I feel like eventually, i.e. sooner rather than later, he is actually going to cancel our trade agreement, and he's going to declare war on us because he's going to start hating us for the fact that we're destroying Sylvania, even though, I mean, he's a vampire, and he really shouldn't hate us all that much for destroying another vampire because they like to kill each other. Just as much as we like to kill them, but you know. Whatever. Vlad, I love you, man, but no. No non-aggression for you. Man, and we were working on Help It, too. I can't believe Manny was all the way up there. That's just like him, coward. Instead of fighting Throgg. Let's see, we stole a Glittering Scales. That's pretty good. Glittering Scales is always nice to have. I might put that on the Carnifex or somebody like that. And once again, we got another freaking Avalanche debuff. It's really annoying. We're gonna have to go with the Lost Armor as opposed to Lost Weapons. Because discarding your weapons just sounds stupid. Oh, man, these Norscan negative events, they always happen, don't they? Poor Norscans. I don't appreciate any of this. And hey, look, a little Ostermark army actually came over here to clean up these vampiric hosts. That's interesting. Huh. Now here's a question. Would you be able to take this guy out for us? Like, can we leave Kislev? I don't know. There's 5 units here. It really depends on whether Sylvania moves first or second. If it moves first... Yeah, so my reasoning here is that I want to go all the way up here, and I want to kill Manny. If we go for a march stance, we might even be able to force him into an attack on us. Okay, you know what we'll do? Here's what we'll do. This is risky because it might force us to lose Kislev, but it's only level 2, so it's not a huge deal if we lose it. And I would really love to kill Manny. I think what we're going to do is we're going to march stance all the way up to him. And then he'll either attack us or he'll run away. If he runs away to Fort Ostrosk, we kill him there, and then we raise these territories in quick succession. Raise because they're probably not worth that much at the moment. We could also, yeah, they're worth nothing. And we could summon a temporary lord here in Kislev just to guard for a turn. Maybe that'll be enough to prevent a Dieter from attacking us. But either way, that's something we're going to have to deal with next time because we're out of time here. There's probably a few admin things to do, as in build some buildings, assign some skill points, and all that boring stuff that I will take care of between the episodes. Next time, the war against the vampires continues, although I think we've done pretty well for ourselves thus far in destroying the... I mean, basically all of the armies except for Manny himself, although I suppose they could have more armies. But that seems like a lot, even for the AI. That just seemed like a lot of lords to have at the same time. And in addition to that, I guess Wulfric is finally going to be able to start working on the Bretonnian territories. I mean, there's nobody's attacking us out of the High Elves, and we will go for them eventually, but Bretonnia is closer. There's a lot of areas here that we can take for ourselves and sack. I guess the unfortunate thing about that is we're just going to basically allow... we're going to allow Kemmler to get stronger and stronger, because he's going to go and move into the settlements that we sack and raise. So I guess we should really try to make a alliance with Kemmler. Maybe just have him on board, even if we're going to kill the other vamps. I mean, because I feel like we're going to need some sort of buffer. But anyway, I guess we'll figure that out over the next few times. With that said, as always, I do appreciate any and all feedback with regards to the gameplay or the way I do things on this channel. If you have a second, please do take it to leave a like and a comment to support the channel. It really does help. As always, all glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.